As extremists work to take away the freedom of women to make decisions about their own bodies, faith leaders are taking a stand, knowing one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held religious beliefs to agree that a woman should have the ability to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And she will choose in consultation with her pastor or her priest or her doctor and her loved ones. But the government should not be making that decision. In this moment, let us heed the words of 1 Corinthians. Be on your guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be courageous. Be strong. And do everything in love.
I tell you what, this PSYOP operation to remake Kamala Harris as this Obama 2.0 candidate is really doing a number on a lot of people, especially black people. Black people have been wrapped up in this euphoric excitement over a person they really don't know, a person they really don't know what her policies are. And just because she has some black in her, black people are going to vote for her. See, when it comes to politicians, especially as believers, as Christians, we should look at, number one, which candidate and which party is the closest to biblical values. And secondly, we should look at which candidate or which party will allow us to live quiet and peaceable lives. Which party, which candidate will allow us to live out our Christian agenda, to live out the purpose that God has for us, to further the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's what Christians and pastors and leaders should be looking at. But no. You have these black pastors who have gotten their marching orders. That's why I call them church plants. They are there to sabotage the black community. They are the paraministry in the black community to keep black people in line, to keep black people in place, keep black people subservient, keep black people voting Democrat. It's just as if you have these people during the slavery days who have been dispatched into the slave quarters to ensure they still have a high regard for the master. That's exactly what's going on right now. And you have these pastors like this who get their talking points, their marching orders from the Democratic Party.
It feels like 2028. I mean 2008. It feels like 2008 excitement. You see how excited? From the outhouse to the White House. You don't feel the 2008 electricity in the air? I'm going to let this go in a second. You don't feel the 2008 electricity in the air? You don't feel the 2008 electricity in the air?
Donald Trump will not win. I haven't been so excited about an election since Obama. 2008, Kamala Harris is going to win this election. She's going to win it. With our help, God has already done his part. Now it's up to us to do our part.
Let me first say I've not seen this kind of excitement in Michigan since 2008 when we elected our first black president, Barack Obama.
And so now you have these pastors who are so excited that Kamala Harris is the nominee. Look at this article from Christianity Today. Black Christian leaders find hope with Kamala Harris. The vice president's faith and commitment to issues stirs enthusiasm among the traditionally Democratic voting bloc. Wow. And they show a picture of Kamala Harris with her hands out to this young black man. Look at that imagery. And you know, Christianity Today was founded by Dr. Billy Graham, but is so far left right now. It caters to progressive Christians. Vice President Kamala Harris isn't the type of politician to cite the Bible a lot. She probably doesn't know it that much. But as you saw here, she knows how to cite the Bible when she wants Christians to support abortion.
As extremists work to take away the freedom of women to make decisions about their own bodies, faith leaders are taking a stand, knowing one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held religious beliefs to agree that a woman should have the ability to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And she will choose in consultation with her pastor or her priest or her doctor and her loved ones. But the government should not be making that decision. In this moment, let us heed the words of 1 Corinthians. Be on your guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be courageous. Be strong. And do everything in love.
So getting back to the article, Daryl Ford, the former pastor of a non-denominational evangelical church in Atlanta, thinks that might be a good thing. I'm used to seeing people who will make Bible quotations and pray for me on a Sunday, then vote to disenfranchise me on a Tuesday. How are people being disenfranchised? Tell me that, sir. You're from Georgia. How are people being disenfranchised in Georgia? Because they're not giving you water when you go vote? That's how you're being disenfranchised? These people are so disingenuous. Nobody's disenfranchising you. You're disenfranchising yourself because you keep voting for the Democratic Party for the last 60 years and nothing has happened. More than many other black Christians say, they care about the fate of the new Democratic Party nominee who's replacing President Joe Biden on the ballot in November. But they're focused more on issues than rhetoric. No, you're not. You're focused more on race and ethnicity. The former pastor says black Christians support Harris because she has a good grasp on things like criminal justice. No, they don't. These people are lying. These people are gaslighting you. They do not support Kamala Harris because she has a grip on criminal justice and healthcare. Kamala Harris was the most disliked politician 2 months ago. And now you expect me to believe that these black pastors support Kamala Harris because of criminal justice and healthcare? Do you know how she locked up all those people in California? Because she's been in it. She's lived amongst it. She's not new to it. Black clergy across the country report a new that's why I call them church plants. They are enthused because she is a black woman. I've heard it over and over and over again. People are enthused because she is a black woman. That's the only reason they are enthused. That's it. If they tell you anything else, they're lying to you. They are lying to you. Joe Biden supported the exact same things as Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris is worse. But they weren't enthused behind Joe Biden. But because they switched it out, this is the same platform, Biden-Harris, the same platform. But because they switched it out with Harris and they got their marching orders from the liberal puppet masters, you have to go out there and campaign and stump for Kamala Harris. They're saying this stuff. That's why I tell you. See, a lot of black pastors, a lot of black Christians don't have the Lord Jesus Christ first in their life. They have blackness. They have the idol of their skin of being black as first. That's why they can do these kind of things, knowing that this person supports the unaliving of the unborn, knowing this person supports same-sex marriage, knowing this person supports transgenderism, knowing this person supports parents being keeping in the dark when their children are dealing with gender confusion. This person supports all that stuff, let alone what she's done at the border. But yet, because she's black and because they follow the marching orders of the liberal puppet masters, they're going to support Kamala Harris. And this is the common refrain you will hear. I played it earlier. It feels like 2008. This is the marching order they have received. They have been told to say that this is just like Barack Obama. And you see what Barack Obama got us. Barack Obama didn't do anything for black people, but he did everything for the LGBTQ community. He even lit up the White House in the blasphemous rainbow colors. And it feels like 2008. The reason you're seeing the organic response is not organic. This response is not organic. This is calculated. This is orchestrated. This is not organic. This is manipulated. If it was so organic, they would have been really pushing for Kamala Harris or pushing for Joe Biden earlier. This is not organic. This is orchestrated. This is calculated, manipulated, artificial, whatever you want to call it. We're 10 toes down, all the way in, said Gabby Cudjoe Wilkes, co-pastor. That church is messed up right there when they got a co-pastor of the Double Love Experience Church in Brooklyn, New York, which is part of the Progressive National Baptist Convention. We're not saying this is a perfect person. No candidate is. Kamala may not be leading with her faith. I'm okay with that. I don't feel like she is dangling it for a vote. Some black pastors who are known as theological conservatives have come out in support of Harris too. You wonder why. Dwight McKissick, senior pastor of Cornerstone Baptist Church in Arlington, Texas, and an influential black leader in the Southern Baptist Convention until he left in 2021, praised Harris' superior qualifications on social media. This is what he said.
On Kamala becoming the presidential nominee, I'm going to confess, I wasn't too happy about that. But I'm all in now. I'm 100% now for this reason. This representative from Tennessee, sorry, Connie, from Tennessee, he called her a DEI candidate. And then they start calling her colored. Then they start calling her out of her name. And as a black man, I can't let no white man talk about no sister like that. And I not take offense to it. Because who is more disqualified than Donald Trump? And Republicans are all in because he is the avatar for their grievance. How qualified does a black person have to be? Graduated at the top of her class at Howard, went to law school, was Attorney General of a state, a United States Senator, a Vice President of the United States, but she's not qualified? I'm all in. Because I'm not going to let any white man tell me how I ought to feel about a black person. Stony the road we've trod.
He's simply voting for her because some man in Tennessee said that she was a DEI hire. See, these people are using all kind of justification to override their biblical conviction. They're not voting their convictions. They're voting their ethnicity. It's identity politics. And it has worked on black people like a charm for 60 years. I believe the energy, synergy, fundraising, volunteerism, and momentum driving and characterizing her campaign is Dude, even though I didn't vote for Obama, this is nothing like 2008. Obama had a groundswell of support that I've never seen before. I was very young when Reagan ran in 1980, so I don't remember that. But that 2008, despite the things he did when he became president, that groundswell for Obama was unlike anything I've seen. Kamala Harris doesn't have that. Hers is artificial. Obama's was organic. I admit that. Obama was natural and organic. It was authentic. It was real. It was real. Trust me. When I said I wasn't voting for Obama, boy, you talking about the blowback I received. But this is not 2008. Harris represents those who've been rejected among us. Golly. The support she's galvanized is amazing. No, it's not, man. This is artificial stuff. He said that while he doesn't agree with Harris on everything, he will personally vote for her. Because you don't want that blowback, man. You're trying to keep those black women in your church. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. McKissick specifically disagrees with Harris' position on abortion. Then why are you voting for her then? She's believed to be the first vice president, she is, to visit an abortion clinic and has said she supports legislation protecting nationwide abortion access. McKissick said since the Republican Party removed, and that's an issue, this is an issue for Republicans, removed the commitment to push for a constitutional ban on abortion from the party platform, however, neither major party offers a pro-life ticket. I disagree with that. The Democrats are definitely the party of death. Now, the Republicans are moving towards the center, which is very, very dangerous, and I don't agree with that. That's the issue. That's why I call myself a conservative, a biblical person first, and a conservative because the Republicans are moving dangerously close to their edge too. He believes many Christians will make their decision based on who seems most. No, they won't. If you're a Christian, you vote based upon your conviction. It doesn't matter. You vote for the party and the candidate that is closest aligned with your convictions. All the stuff Kamala Harris stands for and will push first of all, does nothing for Christians, and secondly, does nothing for black people. But yet they're going to vote based on her qualifications? This dude was a former president. For him, it's an obvious choice. At least we got some black people that have some sense. Harris is not without black Christian critics, though. Some ministers are skeptical of where she would lead the country if she makes it to the White House. I don't feel that sense of hope that I sense that others might. Thank you, brother, said Walter Harvey, pastor emeritus of Embassy Center, MKE, and president of the National Black Fellowship of the Assemblies of God. Yeah, that brother. Most charismatics are not going to vote for Kamala Harris. They know better. They see it. They can discern who she is. In Harvey's eyes, Harris' positions on social issues are disqualifying. They are. The Democrats have championed some policies that are unbiblical to family, that are unbiblical as it relates to sexuality, and I think it's cost the African American community. It has. It has destroyed the black community. The black community has been destroyed by these Democrats. And yet you have these black pastors, these church plants that champion the Democratic Party that has sabotaged and destroyed the black community. It has. That's the frustrating thing. These black pastors know these policies hurt the black community. But yet because they got their marching orders and because they get paid from the Democratic Party, they push this junk. Because they're part of the black bourgeoisie, the black boule. They think it will not affect them, but they're wrong. It may not affect them in this life, but when it comes to that day of judgment, you better hope and pray that you get yourself turned around before then. His majority black congregation in Milwaukee is pretty diverse politically. He expects a divided reaction to Harris's candidacy. I think half would welcome her and champion her, be excited about her. I think there's the other half, or close to half, who will be challenged by her message and would not want to endorse. You have to understand something. The Democratic Party has never done anything to help black people. They have been the party that has systematically destroyed black people.
The Democratic Party is anti-Black America, and the Democratic Party has destroyed the Black American family. We only have 75, there's only 25% two-parent households, it's 75% single-headed households, white liberal women, push-free sex feminism / sexual liberation. This destroyed the American family, destroying the American family, destroying Black American families. All these policies, all the policies of the Democratic Party stink. They have destroyed America. They have destroyed the family. John Adams says that for a country to be free and prosperous, the citizens must be moral and be of good moral character. The family is the most important institution in society. You have black men who cannot marry black women. Why? Because they don't have income. They don't have wealth. Why? Because mass immigration, illegal aliens. It's clear. It's very clear.
We have to recognize the game that's being run right now on Americans, especially black Americans. This psyop that the media is pushing and that the Democratic Party is pushing. See, the Bible says in the last days, even the elect may be deceived. There's great deception. There's a strong, back when COVID was released, back in 2020, 2021, there was a strong spirit of fear that came upon America. This spirit of deception is so strong that you have some pastors who are willing to vote for a person that is antithetical to everything they say they believe. But because this person is black, they're going to vote for her. That spirit of deception is strong. It is strong. And until we recognize the truth of God's word and stand on it, you will open yourself up to be deceived, because you can be deceived by any little thing to make you want to vote for a person that doesn't line up with your convictions. Because all the Democratic Party wants to do is continue to make Americans, and especially black people, victims. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.